Welcome to this week's edition of The Week in Triathlon. That was a fairly hairy descent that a mountain biker came barreling past me up on the trails just the other day that I captured in the intro footage for you. So always remember, when you're out running on the trails, have your wits about you and be fully aware of what's happening around you so you don't get wiped out by a downhill mountain biker in the process of getting your run in out on the trails. But without further ado, let's roll the intro and get stuck into this week's triathlon news. Undoubtedly, the biggest news in the triathlon world this past week has been the vote that has come in from Europe's largest triathlon publication, and that's the magazine TRIATHLON. And in the magazine TRIATHLON, the readers needed to vote for the best race of 2015. And once again, which makes it for the 5th year in a row, Challenge Roth has come in voted the number one race by the readers of the magazine TRIATHLON. And bearing in mind that the Triathlon, Challenge Roth beat into second place the Ironman World Championships in Kona, and in third place was Ironman Frankfurt. And what makes it even more telling is that out of all the votes that were cast in the poll, Challenge Roth picked up 46% of the vote. The World Championships in Kona picked up only 16% of the vote, and Ironman Frankfurt, which is in third place, picked up only 13% of the vote. So you can see by a long way that Challenge Roth is the reader's choice and the event that everybody is putting onto their bucket list. And which also just goes to show the importance that the Challenge family have put as far as the central key item within their mission statement is maximizing the athlete's experience at the event. And this is shown hands down. The result has been that the voting of Challenge Roth as being the best event of the year in athletes' eyes. And because after all, from the event organizer point of view, if you don't have athletes, you don't have an event. It's pure and simple. Last weekend in the world of challenge, there were two events. The first one took place in Phuket, Thailand, and you had Simone Brandley of Switzerland picking up the win for the ladies, and Rudy Wild picking up the win for the men, both athletes from Switzerland. Then also last weekend we had the challenge in Brazil with Carolina Fuerilha picking up the ladies' title and Marcos Fernandez picking up the title for the men. As far as the look ahead to this coming weekend is concerned, there are no challenge events taking place whatsoever. News out of Xterra this past week is that there have been some major shifts and changes happening to the ever-popular US Pro Series, the Xterra US Pro Series. And where you've had some other events across in North and South America, across Canada and down into South America, that big international events that have by way of size and the degree of organizational level that the organizers put on, have started to overshadow the key events of the US Pro Series. So what Xterra have decided to do is trim the US Pro Series right back down and then simply incorporate in the remainder of the big international events of North and South America into a what's being effectively a Pan-American point series for the 2016 season. And then what's more is that Xterra's own in-house event, the event in Ogden, Utah, which has always been branded as the Xterra USA Championship, will now be rebranded into being the Xterra Pan American Championship. This one sad part from my own personal perspective is that the fabulous Xterra Richmond is one of the events that is suffering the axe as far as the changes to the schedule are concerned. So yes, Xterra Richmond has been put to the sword. No Xterra Richmond for 2016. Well, at the very least, not happening on the US or Pan American point series. But Pelham, Alabama, that's still there, and Ogden is still there. Then, as far as look ahead to races are concerned, there's nothing happening on the Xterra front race-wise until February next year, when everybody gets back together, both in South Africa and down in Australasia. News on the ITU front. Well, as far as the ITU is concerned, the only real news that I've been able to extract from them has been that there's been a triathlon science conference, or a science of triathlon conference, or something of the sort, that has happened in Paris. What exactly they were discussing at a Science of Triathlon conference, I've got no idea. We'll probably be finding out a little bit more about that as the weeks progress. Then, in addition to that, in Avilés in Spain, there was a press conference to announce the ITU Duathlon Championships that's scheduled for the 3rd to the 5th of June, and that will be happening in that Asturian city of Avilés, and Avilés is right up on the coast, up on the northern coast, which will be incredibly useful as far as British athletes are concerned. Because British athletes, if you wanted to make the trip across to Avilés for the Duathlon World Championship, all you have to do is hop on a ferry. You can pack your bikes into your car onto the ferry, across, drive to the race venue. It should save you bucket loads of money in travel fees, especially when you're starting to take into account the type of exorbitant charges that the airlines these days are charging to be able to take your bike with you. Last weekend in the world of ITU triathlon, there was an Asian Cup event that took place in Western Sumatra in Indonesia, and you had Emma Jeffcoat of Australia picking up the ladies' title, and Junpei Furuwa of Japan picking up the men's title there. Looking ahead to this coming weekend, 0 ITU triathlons taking place this coming weekend. So nothing on the challenge front, nothing on the Xterra front, nothing on the ITU front taking place this coming weekend. So all nice and quiet as far as those different disciplines are concerned. On the Ironman front, there only seems to be one piece of news dominating the Ironman websites at the moment. Well, that's if you exclude the regular, just about daily postings that come up onto the Ironman website, encouraging people to head to the online Ironman store and buy up gifts to give to your triathlete significant other. So that's flooding the Ironman website at the moment, encouraging people to go to the online store and spend some money. But aside from that, the one piece of news seems to be the 70.3 that's taking place in Bahrain this coming weekend, and it's mainly focused on the ladies' race. Because after all, if Daniela Rafe picks up the win in Bahrain, she picks up the Triple Crown and a bonus check of $1 million, which, let's be honest, $1 million paycheck is not too shabby, especially when it comes to the world of triathlon, where people get paid absolutely abysmally. But then again, it's going to be a fairly tight race. So let's do a quick poll here. We've got, in the ladies' race, you've got Angry Bird, you've got Xena the Warrior Princess, and you've got the Swallow. Post in the comment section down below, who do you think is going to be picking up the title in Bahrain? Then, having a look back to last weekend in the world of Ironman, there was a Ironman 70.3 in Punta del Este in Uruguay, and Ariane Moncelli picked up the ladies' title. Igor Amorelli picked up the men's title. Then that was on the 29th of November. Also on the 29th of November, 70.3, Western Sydney in Australia. Annabel Luxford picked up the ladies' title, and you had David Mainwaring picking up the men's title. Also last weekend was Ironman Cozumel down in Mexico, and Corinne Abraham picked up the ladies' title, and Stefan Schmidt picked up the men's title. Looking ahead to this coming weekend, as I mentioned, Saturday the 5th of December is Ironman 17.3 in Manama, Bahrain. That's the one where we're going to be seeing if Angry Bird picks up her $1 million paycheck. And then on Sunday the 6th of December is the full distance Ironman in Busselton, Western Australia. So that brings us to the end of this week's edition of the Weekend Try. Remember, share this out amongst all your triathlon friends. Post any comments, questions, criticisms you have in the comment section down below. By the way, this is the first time with the Weekend Try that I'm trying out this new lapel microphone. Let me know in the comment section down below if the sound quality is coming through to you any better than in the previous editions of the Weekend Triathlon. Subscribe to my channel. That way you can be getting the Weekend Triathlon straight into your email inbox when it comes out next week Friday. Also, until then, on a daily basis, I'll be answering athlete questions, so stay tuned for all of those as well. Then, last but by no means least, remember, stay carved up for the win out there. I'll see you next time. Cheers.